Scripture tells us that in our sufferings, there is glory. Because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character. Character, hope. Sometimes the truths of these words are hard to see. Right now, those words test us. Because the people of Dallas, people across the country, are suffering. We're here to honor the memory and mourn the loss of 5 fellow Americans. To grieve with their loved ones. To support this community. Pray for the wounded. Try and find some meaning amidst our sorrow. For the men and women who protect and serve the people of Dallas, last Thursday began like any other day. Like most Americans, each day you get up, probably have 2 quick and breakfast, kiss your family goodbye, and you head to work. But your work, and the work of police officers across the country, is like no other. For the moment you put on that uniform, you have answered a call that at any moment, even in the briefest interaction, they put your life in harm's way. Lauren Aarons, he answered that call. So did his wife, Katrina. Not only because she was the spouse of a police officer, but because she's a detective on the force. They have 2 kids. Lauren took them fishing. He used to proudly go to their school in uniform. The night before he died, he bought dinner for a homeless man. The next night, Katrina had to tell their children that their dad was gone. They don't get it yet, their grandma said. They don't know what to do quite yet. Michael Kroll answered that call. His mother said he knew the dangers of the job, but he never shied away from his duty. He came 1,000 miles from his home state of Michigan to be a cop in Dallas, telling his family, this is something I wanted to do. Last year, he brought his girlfriend back to Detroit for Thanksgiving. It was the last time he'd see his family. Michael Smith answered that call. In the Army, and over almost 30 years working for the Dallas Police Association, which gave him the appropriately named Cop's Cot Award. A man of deep faith. When he was off duty, he could be found at church or playing softball with his 2 brothers. Today, his girls have lost their dad. God has called Michael home. Patrick Zamaripa, he answered that call. Just 32, a former altar boy who served in the Navy and dreamed of being a cop. He liked to post videos of himself and his kids on social media. On Thursday night, while Patrick went to work, his partner Christy posted a photo of her and their daughter at a Texas Rangers game. Tonight, the partners could see it on. Brent Thompson answered that call. He served his country as a Marine. Years later, as a contractor, he spent time in some of the most dangerous parts of Iraq and Afghanistan. And then a few years ago, he settled down here in Dallas for a new life of service as a transit guide. Just about 2 weeks ago, he married a fellow officer. Their whole life together waiting before them. Like police officers across the country, these men and their families shared a commitment to something larger than themselves. They weren't looking for their names to be up in lights. They tell you the pay was decent, but wouldn't make you rich. They could have told you about the stress and long shifts. They probably agree with Chief Brown when he said that cops don't expect to hear the words "thank you" very often, especially from those who need them the most. No, the reward comes in knowing that our entire way of life in America depends on the rule of law. That the maintenance of that law is a hard and daily labor. That in this country we don't have soldiers in the streets or militias setting the rules. Instead, we have public servants, police officers, like the men who were taken away from us. That's what these five were doing last Thursday. They were assigned to protect and keep orderly a peaceful protest in response to the killing of Officer in Baton Rouge, Orlando Castillo, Minnesota. They were upholding constitutional rights of this country. For a while, the protest went on without incident. And despite the fact that police conduct was the subject of the protest, despite the fact that there must have been signs or slogans or chants with which they profoundly disagreed, these men in this department did their jobs like professionals that they were. In fact, the police have been part of the protest plan. The LSPD even posted photos on their Twitter feeds. There are officers standing among the protesters. Two officers in black and white smiled next to a man with a sign that read, "No justice, no peace." Then around 9 o'clock, gunfire came. Another community torn apart. More hearts broken. Questions about what caused, what might prevent another such tragedy. I know that Americans are struggling right now with what we've witnessed over the past week. First, the shootings in Minnesota at Baton Rouge. Protesters. And the targeting police by the shooter here. An act not just of demented violence, but of racial hatred. All of that's left us wounded and angry and hurt. It's as if the deepest fault lines of our democracy have suddenly been exposed, perhaps even widened. And although we know that such divisions are not new, though they have surely been worse in even the recent past, that offers us little comfort. Faced with this violence, we wonder if the divides of race in America can ever be bridged. We wonder if an African American community that feels unfairly targeted by police and police departments that feel unfairly maligned for doing their jobs can ever understand each other's experiences.